All right, so we're going to keep our podcast rolling today with episode number 3. We're going to go over a couple things, but we're going to start with routines. And we have Miss Kiki here. She's our GM at our store in Boca. Kiki's been with us for 8 years.
8, yeah.
8 years down in Boca the whole time. We have Craig. He's our district manager for our southern stores. And Craig's pushing 10 years in February. And he's about to get married in March.
Hey.
Wow.
March
Wow.
24th.
Threw that in there.
The,
Yeah.
10 years. Wow.
No, hold on. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And there's Mike Salata. Mike's our VP of operations. He's also a partner with Magoo's. And Mike likes to say thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Good morning.
So we want to start off with routines, and we brought in Kiki because Kiki's one of our best GMs when it comes to routines. Pretty much whatever routine it is, she's on it. And I want to get her input and her feedback and some stories of how, she's made routines work in Boca.
Oh, yes.
So Kiki, this is not something we plan to talk about,
Okay.
but as of this morning, you're at 237 days complete with Compliance Mate.
Oh, yes.
So you want to tell us a little bit about that and how you've made that happen?
Oh, yeah. Not just me, but the whole team in Boca. And we've been doing really good with Compliance Mate. So we usually have 2 hours to do it, but if it's scheduled at 1 p.m., we usually do it at 12. And everyone is checking to make sure. And especially if I'm at home, I receive a text message, I usually be, okay, I have to call the store now. So I call them and be like, have you completed the Compliance Mate? They're like, yes. I'm like, you have to send me a picture. I have to see. So Compliance Mate's routine is it's have been really good for us the way we do it. And then so not just me, but all the other managers in the store have been following the routine. And it helps us pretty much because I think one time a customer complained about a little cheeseburger that they had something with it, call it food poisoning. I think the health inspector come in and they were checking to see if we're taking the temperature of the meat as well. So I'm pretty sure it will help us. It helps us in anything. So if they check that we're doing temp log, so that would save us some from getting in troubles from other stuff. Yeah.
237 days. Mike does our compliance report every day. And
Yeah, we've had
come
some
close.
stores that can go 237 minutes.
Oh yeah,
So 237 days is incredible.
it's huge.
Yeah.
When I'm in your store, Kiki, you can see the culture that you guys have built because it's not just you, like you were saying about all your managers.
Yes.
That every manager is on it the hour before that it's due. So that's
Definitely.
just a great job to instill that routine with everybody on your team. Yeah,
Yes, the goal is 365.
you can do it.
Boom.
Oh, we're not gonna break it though.
Really proud of you guys. You guys set a pace,
Oh yes,
and that's amazing.
definitely.
Kiki,
Really good.
what are you going to do to the team member who misses Compliance Mate one night?
Oh man, I don't think they might not see me because it might be the cause
So
of
you
my
stay
death.
close to the mic.
It might be the cause of my death. But I know they will feel really bad about it. But I might be like, oh no, you didn't. Because I think one time it was with the cleaning of the milkshake picture.
Yes.
And Mike sent it. I called Craig. I'm like, oh my God, I cannot believe it. So Alvaro was opening. I guess he took pictures of it, but he took it wrong. Instead of taking it with Compliance Mate, he just take the picture of the milkshake stuff with the tablet. So I was like, Alvaro, now we messed up the streak. It's bad. And then so when I put in the group message, everyone was like, oh no, that's bad. But I was very
So when you miss one, I think I'm going to probably have to call a doctor first.
oh yes. Or just
support
don't send
on
it to
hand.
me at all.
Dan, I got the doctor on the way. They missed a day part. We're just trying to stay ahead of this
Oh
problem.
yes.
Have an
Probably
ambulance
you
on
might
site?
just not put me on the message, on the email. Just send it to the others.
Well, thank
Craig
you for
might
those
have to check on
routines.
me.
That is amazing.
So Kiki, aside from just Compliance Mate, you're really strong with your routines in general.
Yes.
So what is it that's helped you stick to your routines? If you had to give a piece of advice or a pointer to a new team member or even a new leader, an AM, GM, or shift lead, because routines, we have to have them to be successful. You just have to.
Oh, yeah.
You brush your teeth in the morning.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a routine, right? You do it every day. you don't realize you're doing it because it's just natural, right?
Yeah.
But what's helped you build those routines in your store and also for you personally?
It's like the when you follow a routine and you see that like the success of the store, and then for example like when I have first day training, people coming in, the first thing I do, I go ahead and introduce them to the rest of the crew members, and if managers are there, like I introduce them, and then so I went on and give them an overview of the whole store, like a tour and everything. So I went on. After that, I went inside the office and I said, okay, you have to sit down for orientation now, and then they follow with that. And then after that, we do the day one survey, and I do my hip to hip. So like it's kind of something that helped me. And if I go ahead and do it differently, it feels like everything is wrong. And then so when I do that, and I go back with the employees, and they're like, oh, I've learned everything, and I make sure that like I follow the step of everything that I do. So the routine is really helpful, and that's what keeps the store like successful, and then it will continue to keep us on the green pretty much. Yeah.
In the green?
Yeah.
Kiki and I have an inside joke. Recently, she had celebrated her 30th birthday,
Oh yeah.
and since then,
Easy now.
she's slipped up on a couple things, a couple routine items. So her and I have a joke that it's the dirty 30.
Oh yeah.
That she's starting to slip up a little bit. She doesn't like it.
it.
The dirty 30.
Yeah, I miss some stuff.
I don't know. It
sometimes.
sounds kind of dirty.
She's missing routines. That's filthy.
Oh yes, definitely. No,
One
but-
thing, every Monday morning when we get our weekly snapshots,
Yeah.
I always enjoy just your routines. Just yes.
Oh yeah.
Get it? Yeah. Always successful.
You know, one thing I always like, kind of like when for example, if on Tuesday and one of my employees not showing up and I have to stay, and I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna miss schedule. I'm gonna miss sending schedule now. So when Dan sent the report on Monday, it's gonna have a nerve. So I'm like, okay, let's try to send a text message and see. But I always make sure I'm like, okay. I usually text and say, I'm gonna do it the next day. And then so I have to make sure I do it the next day so I don't look bad and feel like, oh, now I'm lying now. I didn't do it the next day. So I have to make sure I follow through with whatever I'm doing.
You've just embraced
Oh, yes.
everything that we do, and I think that's what's really part of what makes you so successful. When we
Definitely.
started doing the over/under labor worksheet,
Oh, yes.
I've tried to pitch that to everybody. It's like knowing the score of a ball game.
Yeah.
You don't want to play the game and look up and the scoreboard's not even on. And that worksheet's very important. And you've been 100% on it since the day we started it. So
yes.
that's just another illustration of really embracing things in it.
That's one thing I'm teaching like Alvaro on it too. So like when I'm off, so I usually be like, can you check to see if you put the labor, like, because sending the DSO is one, but completing everything is another
Right.
thing. So he's on that too. So he's been really good help
Nice.
for me.
Great
on that
job,
one too.
Alvaro.
One team,
Oh,
core
yes.
value.
Workhorse.
Yeah. So you kind of touched on a little bit of accountability too when your
Oh, yeah.
explanation of routine. So how is accountability and what forms of accountability have helped you pitch your routines?
It's like holding everyone responsible. For example, there's like one time we had a bad shops, and then I was talking to my cashier because it was mostly like service, dining room, cleanliness. So I showed it to him. I was like, you see, when we have like a bad score, it's not just bad for us only, but for the whole company. So we all look bad. So when we do good, we all look good. So we have to make sure we're not the one like making the rest of the team look bad, because we have to be a team player. So 100 the whole time. So now like every time we have the new score, he's like, what's the new score? Did we do good? I'm like, when we do good, I say, yes, we did good. But when we do bad, I was like, no, we let them down. So holding them accountable and show them that like what happened, the effect of the action, I'm pretty sure like they're learning pretty quick to try to get it right the next time.
That's really good. So accountability is important to stick to your routines,
Oh, yes.
and not just with your team members, but yourself as well. 'Cause
Yes.
it sounds like you hold yourself accountable
Oh,
to
yeah.
all these standards that we have. And our standards, we set them high on purpose.
Oh yeah.
You know, because we do want to hit a certain mark. So everything we do it for a reason. You know, with that end goal in mind. And couldn't do it without routines. And with you, Kiki,
Oh yeah.
is there anything you'd like to leave this with, either for a new leader or a new team member when it comes to routines?
I would say stick to the routine, follow them, and your store will be successful. And not just the store, personal life too as well. You'll be successful. Yeah.
Awesome.
Well said.
Q, Mike.
Beautimus.
I've been sending
Thank you
that
very much.
to everyone. When they
very
send me a
much.
picture,
There
it's
it
like, Beautimus.
As part of our adopted
Oh,
Five
yes.
Guys lingo.
For sure.
Beauty Miss.
And
Now
people.
we have, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Did you guys come up with that this morning? Is this something new? Thank you very much.
No, I've
Mike's
been
You've always
pre-wired.
been doing that?
You've done that.
That's free.
I had no idea.
And here to serve, one of Mike's taglines
Oh,
on
yeah.
his
Oh, yes.
email, right?
Yep, that's
course.
heartfelt. You know, for years we've been here. We don't work for anybody. We work for yourself, but we work with each other, and together we'll accomplish a lot more together.
Yeah,
Yep.
For sure.
very good. All right, thanks, Kiki.
You're welcome.
Merci beaucoup, madame.
Pas de quoi.
Thanks.